everybody, welcome to another edition of Homemade, and today we are making just a regular fried chicken sandwich. Yes, something super easy. And if you'll notice, I do already have my breader and my slurry prepared. I did prepare some seasoned french fries, and I'm just going to use that same breader and the same batter just to show you how versatile it is. Now, here I have 3 large chicken breasts, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pat them out a little bit. Now, if you'll notice, I do have these sandwiched in between 2 sheets of Saran Wrap, and that is just to keep from making a mess. And when I say making a mess, when you're tapping on, you don't want all of that water and chicken juice to go everywhere. So we're just gonna pat these out a little bit, not a lot. And you all, it is so simple. I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on, and remember, we do want to have a wet hand and a dry hand. Now, I did season my breader, but I did not season my slurry. In my slurry, I have 3/4 cups of flour and 4 tablespoons of corn starch with 1 cup of water, and it's not really thick, but it's not too thin either. And I season my breader with 1 cup of flour, 4 tablespoons of cornstarch. I use 1 tablespoon of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. I use 1.5 teaspoons of the Cajun seasoning. I did put in poultry seasoning, but I only put in a tablespoon of that, and I put in 1 teaspoon of paprika. So once I bread these chicken breasts, I am going to lay them on my plate, and I'm going to let them rest for about 5 minutes before we actually put them into the grease. I do have my grease preheating on the stove, and we're just frying these in a large size boiler. Nothing special about it. We just put enough oil in there so we can deep fry them. So we'll dip our first piece of chicken into the slurry, and you want to shake off as much excess as you can. And I'm going to just put that into my breader. Make sure that it is covered, you all. Shake it off. Lay that piece flat. And I'm going to do my second piece. And we had just enough breader for our fries and all of our chicken. So that was great. I'm going to shake that off really good. Lay that on there. And I'll do my last piece. And you all, one thing you want to be mindful of is cross-contamination, because you don't want to touch this raw chicken and then, be seasoning your breader. So that's why I always like to go ahead and season my breader first and then start dealing with the chicken. And we're going to let that rest for about 5 minutes. Take it to our fryer and start frying our chicken. Our chicken breasts have been resting for about 5 minutes. It is time for us to start putting them into the grease. And again, we do not want to overcrowd our grease. We have 3 chicken breasts, but we're only going to cook them 2 at a time. So we're going to put 2 in the first time, and then we'll let those cook, and then we'll come back and put the other one in. And it's just because we want to get that crispiness. We do not want to overcrowd our fryer. So our chicken breasts are in, they're frying. We're going to go ahead, let them fry. And it's going to take about 10 minutes to get them cooked thoroughly. Chickens are done. And you all look how golden they are. They are crispy. So we're about to go ahead. I toasted a bun and I just used just regular buns I bought from my local bakery. I toasted them in the oven, nothing fancy. I have my lettuce and tomatoes, and I have my special sauce that I'm going to put on them. If you want to just do mayo, that is totally fine. And I'm just going to dress this up because I want you all to see how making your own chicken sandwich at home can be just as good. So I'm going to put my lettuce on. And I'm also going to put on me some tomatoes. And you all, these are the tomatoes that we got from the farmer's market. I love tomatoes, so I'm going to do 2 of them. And I'm just going to put my chicken on. And I do want a piece of Swiss cheese on this one. You can skip the cheese if you want. Put my Swiss cheese on. Put my bun on. And look at that sandwich. Oh, yeah. Shit. I'm just going to cut into that sandwich. And you all look at that chicken. It is so good. You can still see the steam. So I'm going to take a bite of this. Simple, straight to the point. Wow, you cannot beat it. If you decide to make this recipe, make sure you share your pictures in the comments because I do want to see what you were able to make and if you actually like the recipe. I know I did not say it earlier, but don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel if you want to keep seeing the easy homemade recipes. Cooking is as simple or as hard as you make it. If you keep it simple, be yourself, I promise you, life can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade.